Alright, so wanted to do a video on how to make money with Amazon, KDP. I'm running through the exact process that I used to create a best-selling Amazon ebook. Took me about 2 weeks doing it part-time, an hour here, an hour there, because I was also helping a friend through it. But realistically, you could do this in 2 or 3 days with the tools and everything that I'm going to be running you through. So first off, let's start off with how it works. Essentially, if you're going to be doing this as a business, you're going to create books, and basically what the books will do, you'll publish them on Amazon, is they'll lead through, a book will have a CTR inside, which will lead through to a landing page, which will put people on your email list, which you can then continue to market to and sell stuff to them, right? And any industry is viable for this. The little test that I did it with fantasy novels. I've been speaking to people who are making 6 figures with this through romance novels. I know people are doing this through self-help stuff, so non-fiction, and you can do it all the way. So this is the basic flow of what you'll be doing, right? Basically, you create a book that is either entertaining or solves a problem. You publish it on Amazon, and the CTRs within the book, you offer some sort of freebie, get secret chapters, get templates, get whatever. Lead through to a landing page, so people get the book on Amazon, they go through to the landing page. You can then continue to market to them by saying, like, we've either got a new book, have you read this book, check out these other people's books with affiliate links, all of this sort of stuff. And I know people making multiple 6 figures doing this. One book is not enough. You then need to obviously keep building this out, and so basically what you're looking at is kind of like a series of books. If you're doing fiction, it will be like a series of books. The guys that I was chatting to who were making good money off this, they did on average, 10 books I would say is kind of like the average, but there's one guy I know who has 13 books. Another guy that I was speaking to was doing it with, I think, 8. Another guy was making more money, but he had more books. He had about 18, 19 up there. And the process I'm going to run you through is very simple. It doesn't actually require you to write the books. The guys that I know who were doing this, some wrote the books, some had ghostwriters, others are just starting to play around with AI, which is what got me started with this and thinking, how can I use AI to do this for myself? So I'm going to run through all of these tabs up here and just show you the system that I used. I chose fantasy because I read a lot of fantasy novels in my downtime. So yeah, it kind of made sense to me because I understand that industry, that niche, what people are talking about. Thing is, I've never written a novel before. I've written a few non-fiction books, but never written a novel. So it all kicked off with ChatGPT. And so I basically used ChatGPT to help me run through ideas, and I'm going to try novel planning step by step. So that was no good. Where's the one that actually went? Don't tell me it's deleted all of the chat. Huh. Okay, cool. So this was me. I was just chatting back and forth with ChatGPT. 4 different kingdoms, and then I had it outline these as ideas, and I was like, I like these, I don't like these, and chatting back and forth with ChatGPT. It's almost like workshopping it with a friend who knows what they're talking about. I'm still guiding the conversation. I'm still coming up with ideas. What I want these, but I need a good name for this. I need that. Okay, so done there. That's that. These were the characters. It's giving me descriptions for them. Great. That's me doing other work. As you can see, like I said, a little bit hour here, a little bit hour there. I was coming up with fantasy pen names because I didn't want to do this under my own name, so I used ChatGPT to come up with a fantasy pen name. But basically, this helped me outline, and I was only going to do this as a short story, as like not even a novella really. It ended up being, I think, 13,000 words. But essentially, I just had this plan out, right? These are the characters. This is what I want to happen. How can you help me build this little story arc? Okay. You can't let the AI go crazy with it because it doesn't really... It sometimes goes way off track and you have to bring it back in. But that was kind of like what I did, was use this to come up with the ideas and plan out the story beats and all of this sort of stuff. Then I took that over to Sudowrite, which is a tool that will help turn those story beats into something that is an actual book. And I had this, so basically you put in the story beats, and it helped write all of this. And so the purple is what I'm going to go through and edit manually. I had it, story beats great because you could just highlight something and be, sorry, Sudowrite's great because you could just go in and be, rewrite this, and you want it to show not tell. That's the last one that I did, and you can just like highlight things and say, write this to be more descriptive, to show not tell, write this to be, expand upon this, so make it more detailed, and all this. And basically I just read through it. These were my manual ones, and then I just had this do it, quite automated method really. Had it do it all, exported that as a PDF file. Then I looked at getting the cover, and for the PDF file I then used Kindle Create, which is the app for creating like a Kindle formatted manuscript that you can then submit. Just use that to sort of format it, and then use Kindle Preview to make sure that it all looked okay. Realistically, if you kind of know the story that you want to tell and you're just figuring out the details of the characters, kind of like I was, this could be done in a day. Sudowrite, you basically just let it run, and it will write a chapter or two in 10 minutes. What you have to make sure of though is, like I was saying, sometimes it'll go way off track and it will start writing about all sorts of crazy shit. Once that I'd written, exported as a PDF, formatted in Kindle Create, checked in Kindle Preview, and then I was like, right, well, I need a cover for this, so I want to check some of the covers on Amazon to see what was working well. I used Canva. There's my fake author profile. That is James P. Croxley for the name that they gave me. And that is the image that I made if there's ever a thing for look at the author. I had it create this. This was with Canva's AI. I gave it the prompt to do the background, and then I just put some simple text over the top. I then extended that based on the formatting that was needed to create the hard cover, or the actual physical copy. And I had AI write this summary, and basically say, boom, done. So we have essentially the Kindle ebook cover and the physical copy cover, all done with Canva's AI, which was really good. It's just in the apps, I believe. And it was, oh my god. It was one of the ones, it's Canva's like text to image one. I just wrote, right, I want a picture of a castle and, female assassin fantasy style, all of this. Took me a couple of goes to get it right, but quite happy with it in the end. And then I just used the AI extend to turn it into this where, it looks like it's actually a full image, not two that I've kind of spliced together. So then I basically had everything that I needed to do for the book. We had a novel that was written by AI. We had a cover created by AI. All of this is from my ideas, but the AI did the heavy lifting. Put it all together, formatted it, uploaded it to Kindle Direct Publishing, right? Easy. So then once we'd published it, I had a little promotion strategy. Basically, I had a couple of people who specialize in Kindle promotions or new book promotions. With Kindle, you can set a special Kindle exclusivity, and you can set the book free for 5 days. The idea was set it free for 5 days, promote the hell out of it for those 5 days, get to the #1 spot, and then you can realistically say this was an Amazon bestseller. There's nothing really to brag about, but it does carry a little bit of weight, just the sound of it. And basically 5 days, can we hit the bestseller thing? So within those 5 days, the top 100 free bestsellers in fantasy adventure fiction, there it is, 4 5-star reviews at that point. And so, basically we hit that as the #1 spot. We hit #1 in fantasy adventure fiction. We hit #2 in a couple of others. And I want to show you the actual number of orders it took to hit the #1 spot on Amazon as a free book. So it was in March we did this. And so obviously we launched here. The first day of the promo, we sold 53, second day 77. This is when things went from, I was like 4th and 5th up to first. We sold 287. 100 then finished off on 156 and then back down. These were just residual free sales and stuff that, In fact, no, I think it was 99 pence or 99 cents, depending on your location. But yeah, so we sold 600, let's just call it sort of 670 copies within the 5-day promo. 670 free copies. It cost me around $50 for the promotions that I paid for people to get this, and then to have a #1 bestseller. Within, there's a link to this, which is just a landing page. Basically, join the email list, and yeah, it still sells the old copy without me promoting it. If I was really going to push this, we'd have 7 ratings and a 4-star review. So some of the reviews, I get it, overwritten because the AI did it. If I was going to be doing this again, what I would do is I would obviously look to, where's the whiteboard gone? Set this kind of thing up, and I would spend more time. I wanted to get this done quickly. I would spend more time on the planning and the editing of the books. Really, I just wanted to see if the system would work with fiction ebooks and if it would actually work to drive sales and email subscribers, and it does. What I would do is I would spend more time in the planning of a series, and then I would work on the series, and I would also spend more time in the editing of those books, so that, basically that single negative review where it's like overwritten, you're never going to please everybody, but just minimize the chance of those. But realistically, if you're doing this as a business to generate leads in a specific industry so that you can monetize that list, I would highly recommend using this kind of method of using AI to help plan, AI to help write. You edit. It's all your ideas. You're just getting help writing it. I mean, shit, a lot of big authors used ghostwriters. This is the same thing. It's just that ghostwriters and AI. You're probably still more involved using AI than those people are with their ghostwriters, because they're using their name to sell copies. But what I would do is I would take a little bit more time on the editing, maybe hire an editor, and I would churn out a full 10-book series. And that's what I'm planning to do with this book, is there's a whole 10-book series that I have planned. Once I get the time, I'm going to sit down, have AI do the full 10-book series, really spend some time editing those. And this could realistically be a sellable company within 1 to 2 years, because if you can generate 6-figure revenues off, say, 10 books, and it's generating leads that you can then monetize on the back end, because this is where you're going to be making the lion's share of the money. This stuff here is going to be, sort of beer money. If you can do that, you could sell this business. If you're looking at 4 times multiple, happy days. But yeah, it's a fun little experiment to try. The reason that this works so well is that the Amazon algorithm is built to sell products. If you can seed sales, it will continue to show your product to more people because they know that it's selling. If you get good reviews and you're moving units, it will continue to show it. With this, you've got the sort of built-in protection of it being your IP. It's not easy to replicate somebody else's book, much like, there's a lot of physical products that are stolen on Amazon when they start to sell well. With this, you can churn these out pretty quickly. Amazon will drive, as long as you feed the algorithm sales and good reviews, Amazon will drive lots of people to that because it will feature it, it will recommend it. And then that just feeds more leads over here. The difficult parts are actually coming up with good story ideas and creating them. The AI will help with that, but you still need to have the good ideas yourself. Having a worthwhile lead magnet to get people to this landing page and then onto the email list. And obviously with books, there's some cool ways to do that, depending on what the kind of book is. Very similar sort of content upgrades in generic sort of blog marketing. And then keeping them engaged and keeping them being sold to. Those are the hard bits, but it's a very simple system. Amazon's doing the whole attract mechanism. You just need to keep them engaged with a good book. And then you need to push them through to the capture and convert mechanisms over here. But if you can create a good book, a very simple promotion strategy can be used here. The guys that I know who are doing big money will then also leverage Facebook and Kindle ads to push more copies of it. And they'll do the typical thing where they'll have either a minor loss or break-even point here because they know they're going to make their money up here. And the other benefit of having a series is if somebody likes book 1, they're going to go all the way through the series. If you read any sort of fiction, you'll have done the same. You like a book, you'll buy the next in the series. So that's why you kind of need multiple books around the same topic. But that's it, really. It's a really simple thing. It's great. Like I said, we moved that's just that 678 on that one. within those 5 days that got us bestseller status. So if I really wanted to push this, I would do that with 10 long form books, have them all pushed up to Amazon bestseller, and then I would continue to market them as like, oh, the Amazon best-selling novel, go from there. So yeah, it is a valid way to do it, and this works whether you're doing fiction, non-fiction. It will just help you generate leads. So even if you have a business that is a service-based business and you just want to prove your expertise, this is a good way for you to generate good leads. Any questions? Let me know.